Hi Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing well. You guys are my last sign. Sorry I saved you for last. I do a random with each reading. This is going to be the missing you reading. So obviously you're not clicking on this if you're in a good relationship right now, right guys? And I also do want to say that enmeshment energies happen in these relationship reads, unfortunately. Spirit and the energy, when they come through in the readings, there's no way they can understand where you end and your partner begins and vice versa. So you need to apply the messages and relationships readings as they apply to your situation, of course, right? So let's get a Black Moon Tarot for crowning energy, second house of owning. Okay, now let's go to the Wisdom of the Oracle to get some advice. Okay, Wisdom of the Oracle for a nice card of advice for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Are they missing Aquarius? What information should they know? What advice you have for Aquarius as they're going through this right now? What advice you have for Aquarius as they're going through this right now? Treasure Island. Guys, I have to tell you, two really pretty cool cards. Okay. All right, so let's talk about these and then I'll pull Rider Waite and we'll get some messages. Okay, so let's go to the second house of ownings. This is all about being very grounded in the physical. It's the house of money and it's about what you own and movable goods. It's ruled by the sign of Taurus, which is, it's all about like solid reality and creature comforts, you know? Think about what Taurus is, right? It's very earthy. But it's not only having to do with money and possessions. It's all about the ownership of your talents and where you live, right? Maintaining a comfortable home, living up to personal values and self-esteem. It's also about what we decide to utilize or manifest in the physical realm, right? It's about manifestation here, right? The desired result, which is always going to be like quantifiable, right? Comfort and happiness, right? And this is telling me that this is what Spirit wants you and the person you are in the relationship equally right now to work on. Okay, this is you working on you getting in touch with your needs and your career and your self-esteem and what makes you happy in a very practical sense. Because this really is about focusing on the practical issues in your life. You know, a lot of you guys have been through quite a lot, and it's time for you to focus on, how do you handle finances? How do you look out for yourself? How do you bring rewards to yourself? Are you making a good living at what you really love to do? This is really about focusing what you want to manifest for your life. About sowing seeds for a good harvest, right? So this is a great energy to build, accumulate, and just manage things. This is a great time to begin new steps of opening your own business or embarking on a path that will enable you to realize your dreams, right? And all of this is great, but remember, this is Taurus, right? And Taurus can be quite, what is the bull? Quite stubborn, okay? So you could be dealing with someone who is very, very stubborn in your life right now. Now, this could certainly be your partner who you are not in the relationship right now, but you guys might still be in some form of communication or even just texting, emailing, whatever, where there's just this high level of stubbornness still happening between either one of you or both of you. But the advice here is, for the time being, to each stay in your respective corners and really work on yourselves and really work on your life and just getting your life in order. Just really getting your life in order. And this is usually a really, really positive card. And, it does indicate financial rewards if you stay on the path and remain diligent and committed in all that you're doing, But there's a slowness to this too, guys, because remember, Taurus is that earthy energy. It is about creating that tangible. But there's a laziness to Taurus, right? There is a laziness to them. So it's happening, for sure. It's coming, right? Whatever you're going to try to build for yourself, but it might not happen in 5 minutes, But you want to be careful that you're not acting stubborn, that you're not acting too sloth-like, too kind of like lazy in your approach to anything right now. This energy, reflective of you being out of this relationship, really is giving you this very specific window of time to just work on manifesting a better life yourself. Now, of course, it's finances, but it's increasing your self-esteem. Think about what pentacles mean, right? The pentacle means money, resources, tangible goods, but it also means our values, our self-esteem, our ability to connect, that soul connection. That's where the pentacles come in. What allows us to live these beautiful relationships like in the here and now, in reality. So this is about just really figuring out yourself, what makes you happy, what your needs are, and becoming really, really clear in that. So I think that's great. That's such a healthy, healthy crowning energy to get. Absolutely. And Treasure Island is all about manifesting. You know, this is about things just being really in sync. But this is the... How do I want to say this? Because I'm really being pushed to give you like the protection element of this, which is more about, you want to be careful, because I do feel like there was an issue with some sort of poverty consciousness at some point, right? Just a sense of not having enough, not being enough, put upon either you or your partner. Now, when I say poverty consciousness, this can certainly be money, not having, I mean, this may have been an issue in your relationship where there wasn't enough money to push the relationship to that next level, meaning you didn't have money to move in together, you didn't have money to get engaged or get married, or there was an imbalance of money or resources. In the same way, it could be that there was an issue with self-esteem on one side or both sides, of just feeling very vulnerable and insecure in your place or their place within life, just not feeling confident enough. And that's a type of poverty consciousness. And these ideas and core beliefs, they come with a very high cost. You know, you really don't want to view yourself or proclaim yourself as a victim of disappointment and failed expectations. You really don't want to do that. And get in touch with if you're avoiding success because you're scared of it. Because you're scared if you get it, then you're going to lose it. Or if you get it, people are going to feel weird around you. I mean, many people feel many different ways. Success is a funny thing. You know, or is it possible that you're caught in a fear that you're going to just somehow lose what you've gained, lose what you acquire? So you end up holding on so tight that you miss the opportunity to expand. And this could be a situation in your relationship also. Like, was your partner somebody who was exceptionally tight with money? You know, just very challenging when it came to anything having to do with resources. Because that does trickle over to someone's ability to be emotionally and mentally supportive. It does. It's one thing for someone to not have tangible resources. Okay, somebody cannot have tangible resources and be incredibly supportive mentally and emotionally. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a partner who has, but acts like they don't. And they live in this state of constant fear of money, anything surrounding money, this paranoia of money, never having enough. And it could be for a bunch of really good reasons. Maybe they were raised in a poor environment, or they just want so many wonderful things and they're just afraid, right, of just not having. But it is this idea of this I'm getting was a challenge somewhere in your relationship that you were needing to work in. Now, it could have been you, or could have been them, or could have been a little bit of both of you. But you're being challenged here to change the way you see the world and move from a perception of limitation to a perception of abundance, and really take a risk. Right? You really have nothing to lose except, you know, confinement in a prison of your own making, right? So you really just kind of want to open the door and find the abundance waiting for you to claim it. So this is what you need to be doing right now while you guys are in this in-between space, is just heavily focusing on yourselves, them focusing on themselves, you focusing on yourselves. I mean, this is very much an independent and autonomous energy, which is really beautiful, because codependency is not healthy in any relationship, right? Or that expectation of the other one giving us absolutely everything that we need. There's a danger in that, right? There's a real danger in that. Okay, I did already shuffle these, but let's shuffle some more. So we're going to pull one row for a couple of cards for the past, a couple of cards for what's going on now, a couple of cards for what your challenges were, and then a couple of outcome cards. Then at the very end, I'm going to pull one yes/no card for if they miss you right now at the time of this reading, and if the energy is going to support a reconciliation at any point in the future. Okay, let's get right into this, and we'll pull qualifying cards as we go along, as we need. All right, 10 of Cups, good way to start. This is the past. King of Wands, okay. King of Wands reversed. This is now. 8 of Swords, self-imprisonment. Ace of Wands reversed, so things are not happening. No shock. I mean, you know, not one single reading came out with anything that did not indicate that there was like a no-go at this point. Obviously, or you guys wouldn't even be here, right, on this video. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups and the 5 of Cups reverse as far as challenges go that you guys had to deal with. Get the outcome. Okay, the Tower reverse, Justice reverse as the outcome. 8 of Pentacles reverse, the Hierophant reverse. Okay. All right. So let's see. So you guys are in your respective spaces right now. You're really kind of working on yourselves. You're working on manifesting. But in the past, you guys did have this 10 of Cups energy with each other. I'm going to pull more cards on this. And then we have the King of Wands reverse. So you know, what happened? We need to pull cards to figure out what happened. Why did this King of Wands become reversed instead of upright? Which is all about, you know, really pushing things forward in a very confident and in a very responsible and well thought out, focused manner. This is like, let's go, man. We're going to do this. What happened? So let's get some... Oh, sorry about that. Just knocking the place over here. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay, let's get some energy here. Let's figure out what happened with this King of Wands reverse. What happened? What happened? Seven of Wands reversed. Okay. More will that was lost, not wanting to go forward. Okay, 2 of Cups reversed. Okay. 4 of Swords reversed. What's going on with the Fool. Okay. Might have to pull more, but I may not. So the 7 of Wands reverse is just telling me that there came a recognition where there was not a will to move forward, okay? Things were not being shared. There was a lack of honesty here. There was some manipulation between the two of you. Now, this, Aquarius, this could have been you, it could have been them, it could have been a little bit on both sides. But, you know, 7 is really about moving things forward and really wanting to build and get to that next stage. And look at him, how much bigger he is than the land here, right? This thing is like a little puddle. So there's this feeling of power and this feeling of confidence with the 7 of Wands. Like, I really believe in where I'm going. And with the will being reversed, that tells me that there's some sort of manipulation going on. As far as you guys not being on the same page regarding where you guys saw your path going. So you had this 10 of Cups, okay? But within the 10 of Cups, you guys had to talk about, okay, this is beautiful. We have this attainment. Now what? You know, now what? Now what are we going to, we have all this love, but now in a very practical sense, what are we doing? And we have this King of Wands. This shows me manipulation about how you guys are going to move forward. So the 7 of Wands reverse just tells me you guys were not on the same page as far as how you each framed reality, as far as moving life forward. and how you felt life needed to be moved forward. And this created a Two of Cups reverse situation where you guys were not really opposite sides of each other, right? I mean, this is about you guys being a shared union, being of like mind, sharing emotions, kind of being in it together, and really feeling like you weren't on the same page, not feeling like you both had the same idea of where the relationship was going, really made you guys stop communicating, because the cups are emotions, and this is where we share, what we're feeling. And I'm getting that there was a space of there being some shutdown in that way. But because we have so many wands here, there's shutdown, but there are arguments, right? So you guys stopped connecting on this soul level. Then we have the Four of Swords, where that just tells me you guys didn't want to sit and wait. One of you or both of you. Because the Four of Swords upright is about the space of contemplation and realizing that this person is realizing they've been through a lot, they've been through battle, they made it through this, so grateful to still be alive, and they're going to lay and just think now, what are my next steps? What should I do following this? Reverse, like, no, I don't want to do that. And because it's swords, and swords are thoughts and words, this is telling me, like, there's stubbornness here, guys. There's stubbornness and there's deflection. Right? There's deflection. No, I didn't do that. You did that. Or, I'm not being unreasonable. You're being unreasonable kind of situation. Then we have the Fool card. Fool card's like, bye, I'm ready to go. I want to manifest for myself. I don't want to live in this space. I just don't want to do this. So I'm getting that this breakup was not completely mutual, and that one of you left the other one to go and just seek higher ground and to try new experiences, because someone was getting in contact with the fact that they were not going to have their dreams brought to fruition. But this was not without stress, because the Eight of Swords is the card of self-imprisonment. Okay, this is about self-imprisonment. But the fact that it's reversed is telling me that there's a lot of emotions generated with this reversal. There's a lot of anxiety about being self-imprisoned. So it's like, on the one hand, one of you or both of you are like, okay, I'm not going to be able to have what I want in this real life, in real time in my life. I'm not going to be able to live with this person or be with this person. Maybe your partner is still in another relationship, or maybe they're married, or maybe there is some reason why you guys can't be together, but the emotions are still there, and you're just very trapped. You're very trapped in these circular kind of thoughts. But having the Ace of Wands just is telling me that, you're each in this space of just feeling like, what? There is no possibility of movement forward right now. There is no fresh new movement going forward here. We broke up. The relationship is done as it was, and there is no new movement forward. Because that's what Ace of Wands is all about. Brand new will, a willingness, and movement forward. And it's in reverse, so it's not there. And again, this is a continuation, I'm seeing, of mind games. There is mind games here. There's manipulation. Now, when it comes to your challenges, we have the Knight of Cups reverse, which is again a very manipulative energy as well. Part of this challenge, this is like the baby narcissist card. This is what I call it, okay? So, because this can indicate, this is the card of intoxication, right? But this doesn't necessarily have to mean like alcohol or them abusing drugs, but it could just be them not being, one of you or both of you, just really not being honorable in your emotions, right? And one of you being like this and the other one just being so disappointed and really being just so heartbroken, and understanding that it is time to move on, just being so wrapped in hurt and pain that there's an inability to see the two cups still standing there. There's just a focus on the three cups that are down and how this is making them feel. There's a sense of betrayal here. There's a definitive sense of betrayal that's happening here. And this reversal is only telling me that they understand, whoever was feeling this pain, that this is something that can't be revisited, at least like not right there. This challenge created the breakup, okay? This Knight of Cups energy is why we have this Fool energy. These two are working together, okay? There's a giving up on the relationship. There's a I'm not getting what I need from this relationship, so I'm going to move on. And I'm getting very definitively that one of you was really very crushed. And then we have this Tower reverse, and this is just the ending of the relationship, but also the ending of the way something was perceived, right? Outdated ideas, outdated ideals, just an outdated way of doing this relationship. It needed to end, right? But the Tower doesn't always mean, guys, I mean, nothing is absolute, right? But the Tower almost always means that it's a complete eradication of the way life was being framed within the context of this relationship. Like the way you guys were doing this relationship is 100% over. There is no, like with the Death card and the Ten of Swords, okay, the way you guys were communicating would need to change, but like everything else can stay. You know what I mean? Here it's like, no, everything needs to be rebuilt from the bottom up. We have this Eight of Pentacles, which is all about building and attainment together, and it's reversed, but it's here. So it's here. And the Eight of Pentacles in reverse just indicates delay. So what this tells me is that you guys had this very big fight, and it was damaging. And you guys are each in your respective corners, and you're working on yourselves, okay? But there is a future ability to actually work something as long as it's built from the bottom up, because this Tower's going down. It's going down. So this foundation needs to be rebuilt. You know, it needs to be rebuilt. And justice is all about karmic payback and things that were unfair being readdressed. And the fact that it's on the table, I like that it's on the table. But the fact that it's reversed is telling me that there's still manipulation. And then with the Hierophant reversed, there is still manipulation going on here. So there's still going to be this lack of trust. Okay? This lack of trust, because if you get back together before this Justice card is upright, you're going to feel this insidious feeling of either you or your partner where you were just not treated fairly, and you're going to be questioning their moral code, because this King of Cups reverse is challenging this Hierophant reverse, because this is all about morals. And you know, for many it's the way we view our religious beliefs. Those of us who aren't religious, if we're just spiritual, it's like, you know, what do you feel comfortable putting out to the world? Understanding that whatever you put out is going to come back. Like, do you have a really solid idea of the gravity of what that means here, right? And this is still something that needs to be worked out. So let's get some advice for you and this person. Lots of arguments, though. Well, a lot of arguments. But let's get 3 cards of advice. 3 cards of advice for Aquarius for this situation, please. 3 cards of advice, please. I'm feeling called to pull the bottom here. Okay. Well, advice is, you know, let's get some new ideas going here, because you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a beautiful energy even in reverse. And the Ace of Pentacles does tend to lighten up the any negative minor arcana surrounding it, even in the reverse. Reverse here only means delay. The Ace of Pentacles upright means, the 2 of these cards together means fresh ideas, new ideas, a new approach is going to allow you guys to figure out a new way to move forward. And a new way of not only dealing with your resources, but a new way of connecting on a soul level. This is beautiful. It's in reverse, which tells me delay. Queen of Swords, there is still manipulation going on here, but This does indicate that there are ideas. I'm getting very strong here with this Queen of Swords reverse, is that there's fear here. There's fear. Somebody's holding back this fear of something. There's a fear of healthy communication, of being really, really honest. There's this fear of being honest. I'm not even getting any sort of malicious, wonky energy off of that Queen of Swords reverse. It's like just this fear of being honest. Four of Pentacles. This is the Miser card. Is somebody holding... You guys have such a heavy Pentacle vibe here. Just with your crownings and the manifesting. Because the Four of Pentacles is stability. And you guys have to focus on the stability. But I do get that one of you or both of you have an issue with money. Some sort of paranoia around money. But the good part is that I see stability there. Okay. All right, you know what? I like both of these. The Three of Swords, I'm not mad at it. It's a lot better in the reverse than it is in the upright. And this talks about truths coming out. Now, this doesn't have to be a third party, guys. It can be. It depends on your situation. It doesn't have to be, though. This could be, you know, one's you, one's them, and what's an external influence that's inflecting the relationship. So this could be a friend, a family member, a job, some sort of big issue outside of yourselves. But what I like about the reverse is that you guys are communicating about it. We have the Ten of Pentacles reverse, which is still very positive, but it just indicates delay. You guys having to deal with some sort of issue with friends, family, something with work, something that has to be ironed out before this can be upright and you guys can gain the beautiful benefits of it. But the Ten of Pentacles, once it's down, it always comes around. It's just a matter of being patient. So yeah, I definitely get this idea. Look, Taurus, second house, right? Slow as shit. So I do feel like if you guys are going to be getting back together, because I do feel like you are. You know what? Let me not say that. Let me not say that. Let me ask the cards. Okay, let me ask the cards. Is Aquarius's partner missing them right now at the time of this reading? Yes or no, please. I don't take reversals in this. King of Cups, beautiful. They are missing you, Aquarius. They're missing you. Please give me a yes/no card to let us know if the energy will support an eventual reconciliation between Aquarius and this partner. Eventual reconciliation. It's not ready yet. Eventual, okay, here we go. Yep. Okay. The Emperor, beautiful. Yes. Aquarius, yes, but there needs to be stability. We need to have this King and this Emperor energy here. Work on yourselves. Be patient. This is going to happen. Trust can be found again. Somebody acted like a knucklehead here. One of you or both of you. And I'm not worried about that Tower reverse. Update the way you guys do relationship. Become better versions of yourself and then get back together and your relationship will look different. Yes, I like this for you. Aquarius, that is what I have for you. See you guys next week for the September reads. Until then, take care, guys. Bye-bye.